So level 2 is titled Connection.
Okay.
These are the rarely asked questions that are meant to connect us on an even deeper level.
All right. Let's rip it.
I don't remember who started last time, but I'll let you go first.
Sounds good. Here we go. Level 2. Ooh, this is a great question. Has a stranger ever changed your life?
Yes. And you, well, I don't know if you want to know.
Yeah, I want to know.
So I want to say like 11. I was 11 years old and I was at my after school care camp. It was a regular day. We would go there. A bus would pick us up from school and take us there every day. There was this young little girl. I remember her name was Tiffany. And her mom, sorry, not her mom, her grandma, was kind of like her caretaker. I don't know what the situation was if her parents were working or whatever, but
Hmm.
I would see the mom a lot. And this Tiffany girl, she was maybe like 6 to 10 years my junior. So, and when you're kids, like that's a big gap. She seemed like a baby to me.
Hmm.
I didn't really pay her any mind. And I'd seen this woman pick up, her granddaughter a couple of times, whatever. I'm a face person. I recognize faces usually after like the second time of seeing them.
Hmm.
And she pulls me aside and she says, I don't normally do this, but I feel like I must. And then she asked me if my dad has a brother. And at that point, I think it had been like maybe about 4 years or so since my uncle had passed. And I said yes. And she says, your uncle has a message for your father. And I'm like, okay. And, my mom is non denominational. I was raised believing in the possibility of everything. And she says, tell him not to start the business that he's thinking about starting. It's not going to go well for him. And at that point, I had no idea that my dad had already begun and pretty much had already almost completely formed this brand new business, this brand new venture. He had worked sort of in like sales and customer service, and he ran valet for a hotel for a few years. He had never done this. He was opening up a gutter business.
Wow.
And
The irony.
there was so much depth to what she was saying. I believed every word that came out of her mouth.
Yeah.
And she reassured me. She was like, I don't normally do this.
Yeah, and
but
like, what are the odds?
right. And that the way she said it to me was just eerie. And I felt responsible for delivering the message. And when I told my dad, I remember hesitation in him. And then he kind of like dismissed me, rushed me off the phone. Fast forward to a couple of months, I find out that my dad has just opened this gutter business.
Oh my God.
My dad ended up
The
having
gutter
to
business was in the
declare
gutter.
for bankruptcy. I mean, like,
Wow, poor thing. That sucks.
yeah.
Wow.
And anyway, the reason why that came to mind was because in that moment, it was really confirmed to me for the first time, like
Right.
from a personal firsthand experience, that there's more beyond.
Yeah.
And maybe some people are, not that they have a greater capacity than we do, or even a capacity that we don't have, but perhaps some people are just more connected.
I was about to say, and I feel like we could tap into some of those things within ourselves if you
Yeah.
start to be more aware. Like the other day, even though you said I don't have a kind face. Okay.
Not a particularly
I'm
kind
kidding, I'm
face,
kidding.
but not an unkind
I'm
face.
just kidding, baby. But I was at picking up some stuff for your grandpa's birthday, some food, and I saw this woman that was just getting like one little piece of cake, and I was getting like all this stuff. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just like, I gotta get her that cake. Like, let me just get her that slice of cake. Like, I don't know what told me to do
At my
so.
grandfather's party?
At the bakery where I picked up the food
before.
right.
Okay.
So I end up getting her this slice of cake, and she starts bawling immediately, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is ridiculous." Every year on the anniversary every year on my mom's birthday, because her mom had passed away, since she passed, she goes and gets that specific slice of cake because that was her mom's favorite cake.
Oh.
And that the fact that I just was like, no, I want to get you that cake, like whatever, she felt like it was a message from her mom that like was using me,
I believe that.
going through me to just be like, I'm thinking about you, I got your back, whatever, because I didn't know this lady from Adam.
Of course not.
And, it's not like I go out of my way to just pay for people's food all the time unless they're homeless or in
Right.
need,
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it was just those kinds of things are or confirmation. And even if I feel like even if you don't have a set belief system, there's something that when it happens to you,
You just feel
you
it.
just feel it,
Yeah.
you know?
It's like a
Aw.
knowing.
Yay.
You like that one? Okay,
I'm
baby.
scared of Tiffany though. Or Tiffany's mom.
Tiffany's grandma. No, she was
Tiffany's
such a
grandma.
sweet lady. Okay, my turn. Stop trying to reach for cards, okay?
Okay.
Oh my God. I love this.
Okay.
But I want to save it for later. Do I have your permission?
Sure.
Okay. All right, I'm going to pull another one. How can you become a better person?
Wow. Me personally or like in general?
You personally.
Oof.
These are personal
I can
questions.
become a better person in a lot of ways, but I think what I've realized is once you start actually like looking at yourself honestly, like I feel like a lot of people, a lot of issues that I've had in my life are because like when you're hurt or when you're angry or something, obviously as human beings, like we are the center of our universe. So, it's harder to come from a place of what did I do wrong? How am I contributing negatively to a situation or to a
Right.
relationship? And that was something that was really hard for me to do. And so now I feel like I've really started at least like trying to be more accountable with what my flaws are, but it's a painful process anybody that has gone through it or is going through it, because in that process you kind of have to break yourself apart to build yourself back up. It's
The
like,
unlearning.
yeah, unlearning and like looking at parts of your insides that I feel like we kind of like lie to ourselves about, so I just have to now take the thought, like the understanding, my understanding of the things that I need to change and put them into action. That's how I can become a better person, making better choices for myself every day. Um, you know, Even when I don't want to do anything or whatever.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
Yay. This is a
Yay.
nice game.
Yay. Spicy trauma box. Ooh. All right. What would your younger self not believe about your life today,
All of it.
other than your fine ass girl?
No, she'd believe that. Um, I it's so funny because I was thinking about this yesterday and I was actually having a conversation about this. On one hand, my younger self would not believe any of this. And on the other hand, she might believe all of it.
Yeah.
I feel like
You didn't feel like you could do anything? I feel like you've always told me you're just like, oh, I feel like I could just do everything or anything.
yeah, I've always felt like my life could go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. In fact, I invited it.
Yeah.
I invited it.
Bring it on.
I never expected to meet you. I mean, even when I met you, I never expected this to turn into a relationship.
Hey.
And no, all for good reasons. It's just not where I was in my life,
Yeah, yeah.
at my head at that time in my life. And I wouldn't expect this having a podcast. Well, to be fair, podcasts weren't a thing.
Right.
Um,
I have a question. Would your younger self,
this is a bonus question.
would your younger self, what about like that you were nominated for a Grammy?
I don't think she'd be surprised.
Yeah. She'd be like, go off, old Jen.
Not that I don't think that she'd be surprised. I just think that I've always felt like someone who can be so determined. I find myself that I'm so determined when I really want something that I don't really stop until I get it.
Yeah.
So achieving things, having accomplishments has always been a part of my story.
Right.
So no, it doesn't surprise me that I have accomplishments now.
Maybe if you wake up
what
tomorrow
might,
straight.
what might surprise me? No, what might surprise me is that I don't eat meat. That might actually surprise younger me.
Oh. That would definitely surprise younger me.
Well, I would, yeah, because my mom was vegetarian for a while and I would criticize her all the time. I mean, to be fair, I was 12. But yeah, I don't think there's a lot that younger me would be surprised by.
All right, fair enough.
What has been your earliest recollection of happiness?
Whoa. I actually feel, that's funny that you say that. I feel like the happiness that I'm seeking now is based on my first memories of, you know, being happy because I was such a happy, joyful child,
Same.
obviously very loving family, never had to worry about things that other people have to worry about. So I just saw life in this just beautiful way through these rose-colored glasses. Um, and I remember what that feels like, just like I remember there was something going around the internet the other day, like a video, and it was like, I wish, like, when did life stop feeling like this? And it's like all these little flashes of things that you
Mm.
kind of remember when you're a kid, like you're just in the playground and like the noise of the playground and just like how the simple things felt so magical, you know?
I also think we were more present.
Yeah.
I don't think those things have stopped being magical. I just feel like we've maybe stopped looking at them from that same lens.
Yeah, and also, like
I feel
there
like,
are difficult things about this physical experience on earth. There's pain and
yeah,
loss that we don't start accumulating, and if we don't work through those things, and they end up sticking to you and kind of making you a little bitter.
yeah,
So I think that we do lose that childlike wonder, but it is about mindfulness and being present. So it's that there's so much other things going through your mind when you get older.
right.
You got to make room for that magic happiness.
Yeah. Gotta maybe schedule it.
Yeah. So I don't remember like a specific thing. I just remember being generally happy like most of the time.
I love that. Hello, Mrs. Taco Bell.
All right. We're here. Level 2. Here we go. What do you crave more of?
What do I crave more of?
I can answer that for you. For you.
Wow. Okay, go ahead. Give it a
Travel.
shot.
I feel
Yeah,
like you want to travel more.
I do. I really do. I want to travel more. That's maybe that's that we can go back to the other question. I think I'd be surprised by how little I've traveled.
Mm.
I always imagined that by now I would have lived in maybe two other countries, learned at least another language. Yeah, I would love to travel more. Oh, you do know me.
Okay. Next.
Okay.
7 years, guys. I'm gonna
Nope.
get it. Oh God! Every time she makes that face, I know I'm in for it.
Wild card. Sing the chorus of your favorite song of all time and get into it. No.
I don't. We gotta burn the cards
okay,
that say
no.
"song of all time" because it's impossible to sing a favorite song of all
switching.
time.
Okay. What is a compliment you wish you received more frequently?
That I had a kind face. No, I'm kidding. Okay. A compliment I wish I received more frequently. Ooh, that I'm a good listener. Because I'm not. So we'll work on that.
Anyway, your turn. I'm just kidding.
Being honest, right? Accountability.
I love this.
Becoming a better person
we're
in
gonna
real
play this
time.
game every
That's
day.
why I'm winning 5,000 to 2. Ooh, okay, Jermaine. Just reminding everybody out there, we're going to keep calling Jem Jermaine because she doesn't like it, and that's why we're going to do it. Okay. What are you still trying to prove to yourself?
Mm. I am still trying to prove to myself that the journey is worth it, even if I have to walk it alone.
I'm right here.
I know. I don't mean. I don't mean just in this way. I mean in general. I feel like I do feel like we come to this plane to experience attachments, and I feel like I'm somebody who has struggled with like the loss of that attachment. Like I struggle to let people go when I probably should, or things go when I probably should. And I think a lot of it is like fear of being alone.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So I think I'm still trying to prove to myself that it's worth it, even if I'm the only one doing it.
Yeah. I mean, you saw me the other day. I reached out to someone that kind of had a falling out in a way.
Yeah.
And it's been years, and, I think about this person a lot. And I reached out, I guess with a not only unfair, because it is unfair to have any of those kinds of expectations. You have to
Mm-hmm.
respect where people are at.
Mm.
But it doesn't matter how much I may want to, even just have a conversation with this person. At this moment, they're not interested, and I have to respect that. But it hurts.
Of
You
course.
literally saw me. I instantly started sobbing, felt like I got
Literally.
kicked in the chest.
Yeah.
But in that moment, then you got to be like, okay, well, yeah, those are those painful lessons that, take the rose-colored glasses off the childlike wonder.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. I can relate to that. Damn, can we get some like cards that don't make me want to take my
Oh,
heart
and
out?
there's a level 3 and it's only worse.
Pero, jeez.
It's my turn.
Can we get like some fun ones?
If you could get to know someone in your life on a deeper level, who would it be and why?
Mm, well, it's an interesting question. My maternal grandpa, I never got to meet him. He passed away before I was born.
Okay.
So I hear about him through stories and stuff, and from my understanding, we were pretty similar.
Right, but I'm curious what you would answer for like somebody that you actually would have had the
Some
ability to meet.
Okay,
Yeah, like
somebody
somebody
that's
that's
still
in your
living.
life. Yeah.
Okay. My brother.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
good answer.
Hmm.
I won't dig deeper you.
Thanks.
Here you go.
You know I love him to death.
I do.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't like your face when you read that.
Ugh.
Oh
I don't
no.
like this question. Who made this game? Can we call them?
Why?
Because are they okay? What's the most pain you've ever been in that wasn't physical?
Ugh.
Yeah.
I had to sit back.
Yeah. I'm going to sit back. Too. That's really hard.
The most pain I've been in. It's so crazy because I can feel it. I can feel it, right? When you asked me that question, I felt that pain. Like I can still channel it. I don't remember what it was about. I
Hmm.
think it probably was what everybody else feels, leading to feelings of abandonment and
Hmm.
rejection.
My my physical body is very connected to my emotions. So when I'm in emotional pain, like I have,
Yeah, we all
these
have.
crazy physical
They say
symptoms.
your stomach is your second brain, and but okay, I don't feel like that was fair. The most pain I've ever been in that wasn't physical, I don't know. I don't think I've experienced it yet.
Yeah, it's also very personal.
Yeah, to be honest with you, when I think about like what I feel like would be like probably one of the biggest pains I ever feel would be the day that
Oh,
my
cancel, cancel,
grandparents aren't here
cancel.
anymore.
Well, that's my answer for that,
Yeah,
obviously.
I know. It'll be then. I know it. Trust me. Okay, let's move on
Oh my God.
because
Elon Musk, can you do something good and like figure out how to freeze abuelos,
I
please?
know. I know.
Jesus.
Launching.